Foundation for Excellence is an organization that funds scholarships for students in India. We have with us today in the studio Venkatesh Shukla, who heads the organization here in the Bay Area. Thank you for joining us today, Venkatesh.
Thank you for having me here.
Can you tell us something about the foundation?
Foundation for Excellence is a non-profit organization, and the aim is to transform the lives of really talented students in India who are so poor that they cannot continue their higher education without outside support. So that's what Foundation for Excellence does. It's the only non-profit, in my knowledge, that focuses exclusively on funding talented kids for higher education in India.
Venkatesh, what is the general procedure for granting the scholarships?
There are really two criteria that we follow. One is that they must have demonstrated track record of educational excellence, which means that for the last 3 years, they should be consistently in the top 10% of the class. And we start funding from 11th grade onwards and all the way through college. So one is educational excellence. That could be demonstrated through mark sheets and things like that. And second is demonstrated financial need. So the process is a very top-down process. Someone here based in the United States introduces a volunteer in India who in turn sponsors a student. A student coming directly to us, we don't fund. We fund only when the process works top-down. So someone here identifies a volunteer in India who in turn finds a student that meets the two criteria that we have.
This is a good opportunity for people like us here to give something back to India. So how can we participate in this program?
The simplest form is to get involved. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We are always looking for people who can help us in terms of volunteer activities here, which is fundraising activities, information, going about and community outreach programs with different communities as well as with different companies. So those are the volunteer opportunities. Marketing, website maintenance, development, graphic design, writing skills, marketing, communication. Need volunteers on those. The other way to get involved is to find students for us in India who are deserving. So next time you go to India, you find some maidservant son, who's talented but can't go to college. So bringing those students to our knowledge, I think that's a second way you could get involved. And the third way of getting involved is to contribute to the foundation financially. We just started a program where we want the kids, the high school kids, to sponsor a student in India. Okay. It doesn't cost much money, and for one birthday party, gifts they receive is enough to educate three children in high school in India. So we want the kids here to get involved, to sponsor a student in India, get connected with that student, and stay involved with have the pleasure of seeing that kid all the way through college.
Venkatesh, locally, how have you raised funds?
Initially, this thing got started by a very generous donation from one individual, and that was Prabhu Goyal. The second donor was Kanwal Rekhi, and then it's Ramesh Wadhwani. So now we have actually about 60 donors, all of them from the Bay Area. They contribute anywhere from $100 to $500,000, and we are searching for more.
What is the Alumni Association of the FFE?
So the idea behind that was that all these students who are graduating now, who have received our scholarship, we want to give them a sense of community. We want to give them a sense of achievement. And more important, we want these guys to feel responsible that just as they benefited and made their life, they should contribute to building the next generation's life. So we are setting up a FFE Scholars Association in India, and the purpose of that is sort of a self-help networking group, as well as a group to for them to funnel their contributions for funding the next generation of scholars that are coming into the foundation.
Venkatesh, finally, do you have any message for our viewers?
I think the message to the viewers is that all of us who are here, we all got benefit of highly subsidized education in India, and it's our opportunity to give back to the country, and it doesn't take much. Higher education is out of reach of a lot of people in India now, especially in engineering, computer science, and medicine. That's where most help is needed. So get involved. Whichever state you are from, pick up a student or two students and take them through the graduation. That's the biggest gift that you could give to anyone. That's the biggest thing you could do for India. And if you have kids, get them involved at an early age. Let them understand. First of all, let them develop a personal connection with India. And second, let them understand the value of education and how others benefit from that. So that would be my message to the viewers.
Thank you for all the information you gave us here today, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Welcome back again, Venkat.
Thank you for having me here.
Could you tell us, how do you keep track of the funds the foundation uses?
So we have a very transparent mechanism. We do not fund any organization. All the money that we distribute goes directly to the student. So the opportunity for abuse is very little in the system, and the tracking is that at the end of the year, then the student and the local volunteer submits an expense report to us, and we find out to see whether the funding that was given was adequate, was more than adequate, and that's how we constantly adjust our distribution.
What is the acceptance criteria for students that are chosen for this program?
If the kid is consistently in the top 10% of the class, I think the person is eligible. Say 11th grade student, there's a board exam for 10th all over India. So if the top ranked student, let's say gets 90%, the number one student, then anyone who gets up to 85% of what the top ranked student has got, would fall in the category of excellence. And so that's one criteria. And second is based on financial need.
Thank you, Venkat, and we'll see you back again.
Thank you for having me here.
We'll be talking to Rajiv Madhavan of Magma, and also meeting Sunila Phondekar and Narayan Swamy, who have participated in FFE. So Rajiv, thank you for joining us today at IPTV. Can you tell us how you got involved in this foundation?
I think, I'm at a stage where I'm beginning to look at charitable organizations, and one of the things that attracted me certainly to the Foundation for Excellence is that it provides a niche which is not served by some of the other organizations which is out there, and that critically we all know some students in India who could not afford to go to higher schools or higher schools of education, and it clearly fills a niche which is not tapped by any of the other organizations, and it certainly gave me the interest of working with Foundation for Excellence.
So Rajiv, how exactly are you involved with the foundation?
So I've been a contributor to the foundation. I participate in the foundation. I'm also spreading the word of the foundation. But over and beyond that, as CEO of a public company, Magma, in the Silicon Valley, I'm trying to set an example. I'm hopeful that people in my position or people in any other positions that they can contribute can understand that it's our responsibility to actually take causes of such nature and make it successful. So
Sunila ji, tell me, how did you get interested in the foundation?
When I was here, I heard about this organization. And when I learned about their mission to help poor and bright students in India, and I impressed their track record of success over several years, and then I decided to help them.
So Narayan Swamiji, how is this cause different from other causes?
See, every activity is open in this organization, and the students are constantly monitored by the facilitators in India, which is not present in any other organization.
So could you give our viewers an opinion on this foundation?
So when I see the happiness of the students who are benefited by the FFE's assistance, an inner urge is coming from my heart that I should also help to a small extent by adopting 1 or 2 children. Such an urge should come from everybody in the community in this area.
And how about you?
This organization earn our praise. So I encourage people to look at this organization.
FFE has become a byword in the student community in India. I want to see all the viewers who are celebrating the wedding anniversaries and birthdays to think of that organization and invest on some students.
Thank you both for joining us today. Namaste. Thank you, Venkatesh, once again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
In our previous segments, we spoke with you and other donors about the funds that were raised. So how exactly does FFE use its funds?
We give money for the college tuition, and we give money for uniform, we give money for books. Those are the three categories that we give money for. In exceptional cases, we have given money for, city transportation. And in one case that I remember, where the student was the breadwinner in the family, we happened to pay them the family some living expense as well, so that the student could focus on studies. And that kid now is in middle college now.
What are the accomplishments of the FFE so far?
The problem of India is huge, and but we are very proud of the dent that we have made. From the time that foundation got started, we have given out 11,000 scholarships. Last year alone, I think we funded close to 4,000 students, and we fund students from 11th grade onwards, and we take them all the way through engineering college or middle college or whatever it is that they are studying. So it's been very satisfactory so far. But the problem is that the demand is so huge in India that we need to raise more resources so that we can help more students in India.
What do you think about high school children here being involved with high school children there?
Yeah, I'm a parent, and I want my kids to be connected to India. And and just seeing the movies, the Indian movies, or just going to India once in a year or 2 years and meeting their relatives, that alone is not enough. So as a parent, it's important to me that my kids are connected to India. So that's how we thought about this high school program, where Indian kids in high school here could raise money from their friends, from the parents of their friends, or from garage sale, bakery sale, whatever, or getting gifts, say on birthdays and stuff, and sponsor one kid in India. And they can sponsor the kid from their hometown, from the parents come from, so that whenever he goes, he can track the progress of that student and have the satisfaction. A, he has the personal connection with that student, and second, he has the satisfaction that he was able to transform the life of some student in India. And for the price of 4 or 5 pizzas, you can change the life of a kid in India. And that satisfaction and that connection is invaluable.
Could you tell us a little bit about your goals for the upcoming years?
The goal is that no student in India who wants to go for higher education, that's really talented, should be deprived of that opportunity just because he lacks resources, he or she lacks resources. So that's the goal. But the problem is huge, and I think the more we can get the community here involved, the closer we can get to that goal.
Thank you very much, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you very much.
We now take you to meet a couple who raised funds for the FFE among their community and friends. So Purna, tell us, what got you interested in the foundation?
FFE's focus is really on higher education. And for a country like India with 1 billion people in place, the key to success is to maintain the quality and the quantity of higher education. And that's the focus of FFE. Yeah. So, that is how I got interested into FFE.
So Indrani, why did you select FFE over other causes?
As my husband said, FFE is focusing basically on the higher education, and as we know in India, primary school education and high school education is very easy to afford for the parents, but when it comes to the higher education, sometimes parents, they can't afford because of their financial reason, and it's our job to support all those the deserving student, to support them to go for the higher education. So
do you have any message for our viewers?
Yes, I do have some message for my viewers. If I am speaking with you right now, it's just because my parents are able to afford for my education.